everyone. This is a watch on time. This is our first video. I want to share with you some of my passions. You know how I see many people wear jewelers, gloves, and so forth, but I want to do something a little bit different. As you can see, I love race cars. I love cars, high-end exotic cars, race cars. But a watch on time is all about passions. And one of my main passions is watches. And today I would like to share with you my Swatch collection. I think I'm missing maybe one or two, which out of the two that I'm missing here, one of them is actually here. This guy. And I think this is the one we'll start with first. Growing up as a kid, Dragon Ball Z was something that I really enjoyed watching. It was a really favorite show of mine. And when I found out that Swatch was coming out with their own Dragon Ball Z capsule, I immediately knew I had to grab one or two. There are a bunch of them, a lot of different ones. I believe this is the Gohan version. And there's a Goku, Frieza, a bunch of other characters. And this is one that primarily caught my attention because it has a red glass or a red plastic vase. And I just thought it was something really cool, it was really interesting. I believe the size is 41 millimeters diameter case. And if you flip it around here, many of you will know I believe in a full moon, he becomes a giant, monkey, gets emotional, loses control, becomes very powerful. But yeah, this is it. This is my first one. Obviously I have the box, and it comes with a very nice edition box. But I have it all boxed up, or the box is away, I should say. It's in my garage or somewhere. But I know I have the boxes of all of these that I'm going to share with you today. So to start off, this is the Gohan Swatch capsule edition or special edition. All right, let's put this one to the side. And again, we're talking about passions, right? This is another one. I love Legos as well. Maybe in another video, if you guys want, I can share some of my Lego collection. This was like a given out. I think with the purchase, it was like an offer purchase, as Lego does. If you have a minimum of like $200, they give you a free gift, and this was one of them. And they're basically coasters, and it's like a little box of like 4 or 5 different coasters with different shapes. And but yeah, this is one. So that's where I keep it here. If I have a drink, keep it here on the side. And before we dive into the rest of the watches, you guys are probably asking me, or asking, what's this whole setup? If you'll see here, these are a bunch of batteries that I keep because I change my own watch batteries. I enjoy it. I do it for friends and family, and on a case-by-case basis, friends of friends, they recommend me and they bring me their watches, and I switch them over, watch bands. I I know how to do a lot of, you know, the main stuff for watches. I still don't know how to service automatic watches or any of that, but in terms of adjusting, replacing batteries, sizing of metal bracelets, I'm able to do all of that, and I really enjoy it. It's something that you know, you get to really appreciate the watch, and to different levels. Because again, you can flip them around and see the mechanical internals and so forth, and they're quite interesting. It's fun. It's amazing. And then these are some Bose AirPods that I keep, you know, that I travel with and so forth. And I just got these Meta Ray-Ban sunglasses, which are really cool. I could probably do a different video on that later. But again, I'm focusing on sharing my Swatch watch collection with you guys. And yeah, just basically it. So without any more to say, let's go ahead and dive into my small Swatch collection. Wearing my cool gloves, you know, that my racing gloves. Let's open this up. It's a little bit tougher than expected. Let's open these up. And I've been able to acquire many of these over time. And many of them have a little bit of a story. I could probably share with you maybe a little story of each and every one of them on a different video if you guys like. But today I just want to go over it and share with you guys what we have, what I have as a collection. And I want to start off with the most special one, I think, out of all of them. And the first one being is this one here. This here is truly my first true brand new watch that I paid with my own money while working in high school. Unfortunately, this isn't the original one, but this is I was able to track one down in Germany. And it was on a website. I forgot what website, but anyway, I was searched for it. I was searched through eBay and hoping that one day one will become available. And it was brand new. I've worn it a couple of times now, but brand new, old, new stock, right? As they sometimes call it. And it's a chronograph. It's a sort of a moon phase chronograph with like I forgot the name of it, like an ostrich print on the leather band. But you can just tell the quality, and this is circa 2005, 2004. And again, everything functions like it should. But yeah, it's such a special one. I mean, the quality is just spectacular for sure. Look at the leather. I mean, this is so old, but look at the leather. I mean, it doesn't crack, nothing. But anyway, this is my special watch. And then we can move on to, let's start off with maybe this one, because this was like the most interesting. You know, when it first came out, it was like everybody wanted one. And it's the Moon Swatch. This is the Moon edition, and I was able to acquire this one at the Las Vegas Swatch store. I think I was there for like a long weekend, and I would go on every day and see if I could get more. But anyway, I got very lucky. There was a guy in front of me in line, and he was offered the watch, and he had asked about it, and I think he was there with a significant other. And I think he asked for the price, and I mean, at the time, what was it? I think $260, and he decided not to go for it. I guess he felt it was very expensive, but for sure, it's a very expensive watch for a plastic watch and so forth. But anyway, I think I overdid it as well. So this here, you see the band here? Well, this is actually a true Omega Velcro strap that I was able to purchase through the Omega boutique. And I believe I paid I know you guys are gonna laugh, but I paid $180 for a true Omega strap. And again, I just wanted to give it that, you know, polo landing type of feel, you know, that true NASA feel. It's so much more comfortable. This is like the real deal Velcro strap. The original straps that come with these moon swatches are not it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you will agree with that. But yeah, you can see, or you might not be able to see, there's a bunch of scratches and so forth, but you know, I think you can use like some type of poly watch or something to buff it out. So again, yeah, this was my first moon swatch. And then moving on to, let's see, which one should we do next? Maybe we can do some watches that I picked up on my European trip a couple of years ago. We were out in Florence and just walking about, and I noticed that there was a Swatch boutique, and my wife knew. She looked at me and she smiled and she laughed, and she's like, okay, I definitely know where we're gonna go next, right? I know you want to go into that store. So being the watch lover that I am, like many of you are, I went in and I was like, well, I already have a few of the moon swatches, so which one am I going to add next to the collection? And I decided to go with the Earth one edition, which I thought was quite interesting because of the blue face and blue dial, and then that beautiful, like a mint color case. And then, like I said, you know, the straps that originally come with the watch are just not it at all. And so I just decided to get an aftermarket one, rubber strap, very comfortable, with the metal buckle. And yeah, again, it's a special memory, a special trip with my wife to Italy. And then on that same European trip, let's see, which other one did I pick up? This is recent. The other European watch was this one. We were out in Spain, and we stayed in Barcelona, and I believe it's called Paseo de Gracia, or anyway, there's a Swatch store, and our hotel was on that street. And again, it was one of those where I definitely had to go in, and the watch was so new when it had come out during that time. And it actually just come out. And one cool thing about this one was a bunch of watches came out like they all had like a white face, a different dial configuration. But this was the only one with a beige and a color dial. Actually, it was a color dial. All the other ones had white dials, and I wanted something special, something different. So I opted for the blue dial, which I don't have many blue dial watches. And one interesting thing that I was told by the boutique manager was that the promo for this watch, if you guys look at the Swatch website or YouTube videos for Swatch, the promo video for this particular squared face watch was filmed in Barcelona. So I've worn it a couple of times. Try to be careful because it gets worn or it gets dirty quite quickly here. So, but yeah, it's just another special watch. Very cool, very nice. Fits very cool on the wrist. And this was that. And then during that same time, there was a lot of hype on the new Blancpain edition watches that were launched. And we were on that same trip. We made a stop in France. We did a couple of places. I think we were staying in Paris. So these two here were purchased at the, I believe it's the Swatch headquarters store. I think it's one of the main ones in the world, and it's I think it's pronounced the Champs-Élysées. And then, so this is the black and yellow edition, which I was able to grab one day. The lines were massive, but I believe they were offering them sometime after 5 p.m. Local time, which I did not know. So I noticed that a few people were lining up, and I ended up being like number 10th or 11th in line. So again, my wife and I parted ways a little bit during that time. She's like, well, I'll go to these stores and I'll do some shopping on my end while you, because I know that you definitely want to get that watch. So I think she was able to do some shopping, and then I stayed in line, and I was able to get this watch for myself. And again, this one's an automatic movement, and I believe it uses the System 51. But the quality on this one is amazing, and then the loom when it lights up is quite amazing. It has a rotating bezel. I like to keep my watches. I know it's finicky. Check this out. My watches, or anything that has a rotating bezel, I like to keep at the 55 mark. That's funny, right? But it's just one quirky thing about me. Many people don't know, so there you go. Now you know. So that's that one. And then we move on to the other one, this one. This is the Blancpain. It's the Scuba No Radiation dial, which is more like based out of the vintage original Blancpain. And I believe that signal or that symbol there would notify you of something, I guess, if moisture was, honestly I have to read into it, but I thought it looked really nice, really cool. And again, same thing, rotating bezel. And just like the other one, you know, I just decided to grab my own strap. I grabbed the suede strap and went with green just to give it that nice, different look. I've worn this one many times and they were so comfortable. I believe the case is like a 42.5, almost 43 mil. But they were so nice in the wrist. Next one. Let me see here, which can we show you next? These were, this and this are like a 90s reissue of the Neon series watches that were released in the 90s. Really cool. Nothing special about this one. I saw it and I knew I had to have it. So that's that one. And then this is the other one, which gives Easter vibes. Very colorful, very nice, very loud. You know, it's yeah, really nice here, this one. The Swatch strap there. They were wired nice as well. I believe it's a 42mm case. And then we move on to this one here. This one I picked up in a trip, work trip for training, or some type of work training. And I was at the Times Square. My wife and I were walking down Times Square, and I noticed the Swatch boutique, and of course, right, you knew it. I had to go in, and they had such a great display. This was, they had every single color submerged in a water tank for display. And I thought that was really clever, you know, to show that it was truly waterproof, even though it's a plastic watch. And I just opted to get this one. They had the other red, green, red, blue colors. Anyway, I decided to go with this one. I believe I paid $150 or something like that. But yeah, it's a special one for sure. I try to always grab maybe a watch on every trip that I go. Just, I don't know, it's like a watch is a moment in time, right? A memento. So I think that's what all these watches are. They're moments in time. And a lot of them might signify something very special in life for each individual person. That's how I see it. Let's see.